What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Eric. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Tigerboss, also known as Theris. I believe this map is competitive mega random. I love competitive mega random. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, there's gonna be a tournament at some point in the future, which is gonna be a random god-esque. I'm saying that in with little apostrophes. A random god competitive mega random tournament. You just play on competitive mega random, you just play random god, and we're gonna have that tournament for fun at some point in the I guess prior to Retold. It'll be a really, really fun tournament, just a little bit of a change of ideas and change of tournament scene, just to be in a completely opposite place to what we're seeing this tournament in, and shake things up a little bit. So we'll see how it all goes. Checking out the map here, we do have a relic in the middle of the map, the Harder's Folly. Extra line of sight there for the scouts. Bit of a wasteful relic there, unfortunately, and the monkey head here. I guess another question, another question here is, if you were to design relics and change the way that relics work here in Age of Mythology, would you rather more useless relics or better relics? Not like, to what degree would you want relics to be good and have an impact on every game to change the game state a little bit? So, for example, one relic that I think is incredibly strong and probably could use a nerf would be the Osborne wagon. Like, this relic is obviously too good, as opposed to this relic here, the Hardest Folly, which is obviously quite weak. Do you think that basically relics should be balanced so that every relic has kind of got somewhat of an equal amount of power? Or is it fine to have some maps where relics are useless, some maps where relics are really good, some maps where relics are kind of kind of decent? Is that good as well? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm excited to hear your opinions. But we do see yet another Zeus versus Oranos matchup, with Tigerboss moving back into Oranos here. Eric obviously going to be sticking with Zeus out in this entire series, it seems. He's a Zeus main through and through. He's not fallen to the dark side too many times through this tournament just yet to play Hades. There's only really one matchup that Eric doesn't like with Zeus, it seems, and that's literally against Hades, and maybe against Poseidon as well. I'm not sure, but he's only fallen to the dark side once or twice in this tournament thus far. He's sticking with that Zeus, trying to prove that a mono god player can function at the highest of levels here. And we're seeing him having a fairly successful series thus far, taking that first game off. He did lose that second game, but he's still making it a competitive series here against Tigerboss. As Tigerboss going up through Prometheus here, and the game continues. And we'll see how it all ends up going. House is coming down. We do see the stock standard Hermes here from Eric yet again. He's not ready to move away from it just yet. This is a fairly low hunt competitive mega random map. There were 2 Aurochs in the main base, 2 water buffalo in the main base, 2 water buffalo out on the in this position, as well as 3 hippopotamus. So it's not a crazy amount of hunt. It's not a small amount of hunt. It's a decent amount of hunt here to start with. So there is room for like Athena play here as well from the Zeus, but we are seeing the Hermes play coming through here for Eric as Tigerboss moves over here. He's got his oracles in position to defend this hunt, as it looks like. Has Eric spotted it or not? He hasn't yet spotted it. He knows that there's nothing over here, though. I like the scouting. If he sends the Centaur directly, he is sending the Centaur directly here, he will be able to kind of find where his opponent has stuff. The best way to play competitive mega random tends to be to scout your side of the map to know exactly what you got to look for first. So you scout it out, you say, okay, I know there's hippopotamus somewhere. I know that there's water buffalo somewhere. And then you can find your opponent somewhere. And we are indeed seeing that happen here with Eric's Katoskopos finding the villagers on this position here. Now the Centaur coming through here. Promethean is in, going to start taking a little bit of damage here from the Centaur. Nice play here from Eric to get onto that very early as the Oracle's coming through here. There's only 2 Oracles at this moment as they're going to start getting targeted down there. But the Jason is in. And the Centaur retreats back as Tigerboss is biding his time here, trying to get himself the units out. I'll be interested to see if he actually decides to Valor the units here with the Oracle. It seems like he decides against that as he's waiting for a couple more units to come in. A little bits of damage coming in. This is really big here for Eric. Every little bit of damage here matters so much as we do see the bolt there onto that high HP unit, and the Valor on the Oracle actually does come through as well. So Tigerboss going to be kicking himself for that one, for not garrisoning that Oracle, keeping it away from it, but he's going to have that as well as we do. That's not a Centaur, my friend. Tigerboss makes a huge blunder there. I'm not sure what happened. He must have misclicked or something because his shockwave gets utilized there onto a Katoskopos. And as much as I hate the Katoskopos and I understand the frustration from Tigerboss, it's got to be a misclick. It's got to be a misclick. As the units now coming over, that's 3 citizens that are currently idled now by a very small amount of units. And I'm sure we're going to start seeing units coming through. We do see hoplites coming in for Eric. So an interesting thing to see there. Eric's decision to go hoplites first now instead of going for the what are they called? The Hippikon first, like he did in that first game. A little bit different here. It's probably because he's got a little bit more hunt. We are still seeing those Centaurs struggling to get through here, struggling to find their way into a good position as the Odysseus about to get taken down there, as the unit's taking that one down as fast as they can. The Theseus here, or Jason, I should say, does manage to clean up that hero Terma as the Centaur going to have to pull back here. Odysseus needs to be rebuilt, and Eric needs to regroup just a little bit, as it does look like Tigerboss. He's taking a lot of damage here early game, but he hasn't lost a citizen. He's down a shockwave, but he's still in a perfectly reasonable position as Eric here can continue the pressure if he wants. There's no hero Terma here, so those Centaur can just run in and snipe a unit, run back, snipe a unit, and it can be completely fine. We do see the Centaur now still trying to take out those heroes as best as he can. A little bit of misclicks here from him. Almost losing another Centaur as he's pulling back with those hoplites as well. Population differential is definitely favoring the Oranos here, though you have to remember that those Terma are a little bit lackluster. And we do see the Murmillo there getting taken out. That's the military barracks coming up onto this position as well. More units piling in here. Hoplites doing what they can. Houses coming up as well here for Eric as he's trying to just continue to maintain his population. He's got a lot of resources in the bank. Probably could be utilizing a second military building at this point. I'm sure he's going to be throwing one down fairly shortly. Interested to see if he sticks just with the hoplites as the Centaur runs straight into their death. He loses 2 Centaur there for free. Unfortunate for Eric as he was macroing somewhere. He is getting a second military academy here as well. As the Centaur get a little bit of damage there. Going to be retreating back for the time being here. It's now Tigerboss. He's got a scary army. He's got 9 hoplites versus 6 Murmillo, though. So you'd have to... Honestly, I expect to see the hoplites winning this fight. Generally speaking, I just select how many they've got. And if I've got a significant advantage in hoplites, I'll just take the fight. I don't care. And I think that's probably what Tigerboss does as well. As the Murmillo almost gets taken out there. 3 HP remaining. Katoskopos just going to be sitting on this town center for the time being, making sure that it doesn't get taken out anytime soon. As the Murmillo heroes here do spot the Centaurs yet again. 1 little smack, 2 little smack, 3 little smack, 4 smacks. Oh, he's just not... This is not to do with micro. This is just not paying attention to those Centaur and that movement there. He's got to be a little bit more sneaky with the movement. There's like... I want to send my Centaur somewhere special. Just put him... You don't have to. Just find the army and attack the army most of the time. as the Hoplites do manage to pull around onto the back of the Terma here, as Eric here trying to micro those Centaur to keep them alive and away from the hero units as best as he can, just moving back and forth, dodging all the arrows of those hero Terma and the hero Mamilo as well, as he can now start taking the fight here as the hero Terma starting to target down those Centaur yet again, but the Hoplites are in hot pursuit there. As the Centaur get around onto the back of the units there, looks like the hero units have all been cleaned up by Eric as he's able to hold on that fight nicely. Another Valor coming through as those 3 more Hero Mamilo coming in here as Eric is still trying to push through to deal with this. The Odysseus trying to take down the Promethean. They're going to do a good job of that, but with the Odysseus being kind of preoccupied here, not targeting down the Hero Mamilo does allow those Mamilo to get a good amount of damage done, but the Shockwave coming down onto those Centaur does a little bit of damage, but still alive, still keeping the pressure going. It's 75 pop to 86 poppers. Yet again, Tigerboss decides he needs to retreat back. Those Hoplites too strong in this fight, as the Centaur still helping out nicely here as well. As it looks like Eric here, he's got himself his 2 military buildings. He's moving over onto the berry bushes, and this is where things get a little bit more difficult for the Zeus in this game, is because he still wants to spam those Hoplites out, but there's no hunt left. There's a whole bunch of pigs in the main base, but he's going to have to start building farms very, very shortly here. But he's still putting the pressure on. Maybe he can get an advantage here on the second gold mine, as the Carabarrels there gets sniped down by the Centaur. That hero Terma getting some good damage done over here as well. The Odysseus needs to start targeting down that Terma. One of the big advantages that the Odysseus has, and also all of the heroes have, is that he's got the 6 track rating, which means he can hit Terma for a lot of damage and pick them off regardless if they're moving or not. It's a really, really big advantage, so you've got to be aware of that. And Eric did manage to snipe that one down in the end, as he has to retreat back here. The Centaur can continue to move forward and back here and snipe units. He's able to pick off a medium Mamilo there. That's a nice play. Can continue to chase that down, force out heroes, and force resources to be spent where Tigerboss doesn't really want to spend them, as one hero Mamilo charges in, and the Centaur going to be retreating away. Now the question here is, now that we're starting to see the Caraballister come in, and the fact that there's no hunt here, should Eric be going for stables, which he is going for now, and cavalry, or should he start thinking about making Toxotes here? It's an interesting question. We'll have to wait and see if his Hippikon are going to be enough to start being able to deal with those Caraballister, but it does look like Tigerboss is held for the time being from all of that early game pressure, but it's still a long road ahead here for the Oranos to actually win this win this game. He's still going to have to get a gold star and figure this one out, or get town center advantage, or anything else here. It's now Eric pulling back as best as he can. He's got himself 93 of 105 population. Centaur going to be searching around the map now for some villager kills. He sees the gold mine is gone now, so that might give him that trigger point to start thinking about going for a gold staff or something like that, as the citizen here retreating into the tower. Does take a little bit of damage there. Not going to be losing any citizen here. Generally speaking, I don't particularly like Centaur raids against citizen. You can get some kills. The best option is to run around with, say, 5 Centaur, because then at least you can one-hit a citizen that's not being paid attention to. But I like more raiding the army, raiding the straggler units running forward. If you can find wherever the pathway is that your enemy units are coming in, you can come in and get a whole bunch of damage done. As we do see this Centaur coming through, trying to get a little bit of damage there. Nice play. The Centaur on the front. This is a really, really nice strangle here that Eric is trying to kind of making, as we do see those hoplites sneaking around. Eric trying to keep a nice amount of vision on this. This is something we saw in game number 1, I believe, where Eric ran around the map here with those hoplites. He's going for a town center takedown, but Tigerboss has sniffed this one out. He is pulling all the way back to his main base here, as the army of Eric here sees there's no hoplites there. Where else could they be? Well, they're running for your home base, my friend, as Eric pushes in his hoplites in the main base. Tigerboss has noticed it here. I imagine those hoplites have to retreat away. He can't be staying here with everyone already being in this main base here. The hoplites trying to take the town center down. He is taking it down incredibly fast as the unit's going after those citizens. There doesn't manage to get a snipe there, as the town center will end up falling. Huge play here for Eric, as the resources are in here for basically in here for Tigerboss to get to the heroic ages. The Hoplites are going to be going after those Murmillo here, making a bit of a trade, but will he be able to win on this position? Meanwhile, over here, it does look like those Centaur are able to take down the Caraballister there as well. And the gold mine is going to be the next port of call here, it seems, for Eric. 100 population here for Tigerboss, as the citizen here could actually start getting targeted down. There's a couple of low HP citizens, but it does look like the town center will get back up very, very fast as Eric now pushing in his farms are starting to come down. His gold mine has expired, but he's got a gold over here as well. Shockwave coming in onto those Centaur is going to be absolutely huge. The hero citizen and the hero Murmillo getting a good amount of kills there as Eric has to pull back now. Was he too overzealous on that attack or not? Tigerboss is now back down to nearly 0 resources though, so he's not going to be going to the heroic age anytime soon here as the Hoplites are coming through to take out those medium Murmillo. Beautiful attack after all is said and done, as it looks like Tigerboss here, 95 pop, Eric, 101 pop, Eric with 700 food in the bank as well. He just needs some gold. He's over on this gold mine now as well. How are the economic upgrades going? He's got pickaxe, he's got hand axe in a fantastic position. He just needs to attack this gold mine. For some reason here, Eric is pulling back with his units, and he could be taking out the barracks at the very least. Just doing anything with his army would be better than currently sitting here waiting around, not quite doing anything. This gold mine here, this gold mine over here, getting an idea of what's happening where that's concerned would be absolutely game ending here for Tigerboss. As Tigerboss comes back in, he's got all these farms in the main base as well. We do see the Centaur coming over as some citizen are making their way onto this gold mine. Eric will be noticing it here. His Centaur in position. And Tigerboss here, he's going to lose 3 citizen at this point. Nice play here from Eric as the army here, though, it does need to retreat back. At this point, though, the thing is that Tigerboss has now got 2 town centers and he's behind in civilian count, which basically means he's going to have more military than Eric does. But we'll see how it's all going to go as those citizens get taken out. The citizens are all on this gold mine over here. Economic upgrades for Tigerboss now sitting at pickaxe and hand axe and all the good stuff that comes in where that's concerned. Is now the army moving forward, looking for a raid onto this gold mine. Town center over here going to be coming up as well for Eric. I love those farms in the corner, by the way. That's efficiency. I love efficiency. As Eric now looking to push back in, the Centaur going to be retreating back. The units coming through. Eric, does he notice it? He does see the red dots do pop up for a little bit, but no reaction on the villagers there. As Eric putting all the focus onto his army here, trying to push forward. He's about to get hit by a big attack here. Ceasefire is available for Eric, and I do think he should probably be thinking about using it here, but he just decides to retreat back and be taking a little bit of damage. The Centaur going to be chasing down those units. There are a handful of hero Murmillo in this army as well. The villagers could turn around and shank those hero Murmillo down and be fine, as we do see the army of Eric looking to try and engage this one as well. Do we have an armory up anywhere? The armory looks like it's getting thrown down, as Eric might want to be getting himself underworld passage or something here. He could go for a bronze attack as well as an idea. The Hoplites now sneaking around the outside here, going for yet again another town center takedown. There's only 14 Hoplites here. 14 Hoplites is kind of like 3 siege weapons in a way, so it will kill the town center off very, very fast as the villagers making their way all the way to this gold mine to continue that gold income. As the Hoplites now targeting that town center down, copper web mail coming through. Still no upgrades on these town centers. Masons is a great upgrade that Tigerboss has refused to get here in this game as the citizen coming back to try and repair this one back up. The Hoplites are getting taken out relatively quickly, but it looks like on the top position over here, more units are getting taken down by Tigerboss as well. So after all is said and done, town center falls, Hoplites retreat. Tigerboss is going to be in a tough position here as the Odysseus trying to finish off those Promethean. The units pushing over here as those hero Terma, hero everything, doing a lot of damage. Apollo coming through, Hyperion coming through. This game continuing very, very spicily here as the Hoplites returning back on this position. A lot of idle, technically idle Murmillo there, or I guess 4 idle Murmillo compared to or 5 idle Murmillo compared to the Hoplites that are in that position. As there's the Hyperion, as a curse could get dropped here at any point. Lots of low HP Centaur though. You kind of wanted to snipe those down first after all is said and done. We do see the units turn around here, trying to get a little bit of damage as Chaos still not getting dropped. There will be a spicy Manticore coming to help out here for Eric, as Eric going to be pulling back. I imagine Eric's next plan is going to be to try to get to Herrick here, and Tigerboss's next plan is probably going to be wanting to get to... Well, that was huge. He sniped down a Centaur and another Centaur with that Chaos there, but... Tigerboss is going to be wanting to get through Hecate here as fast as he possibly can as well. But Eric's economy is... it's actually quite close here in terms of income, even though lots of citizens have been taken out and not many villagers. One raid did come through, so I guess it's relatively equal in terms of income. But that should mean that by all metrics, that the Oranos should hit the Mythic Age first here. But it does seem like Tigerboss, he's losing a lot more units than Eric is here in this game. It's the Centaur moving out yet again. Spidey senses tingling on this gold mine, but unfortunately, nothing there. Sometimes it's best to just send one Hippikon or something to a position to just check, because it's only 3 population, and then you can send the Centaur in rather than a huge risk of sending these Centaur in to check the gold mine out. Just as a random idea, I do feel like in these high-level games, the risky raids, that's where things get a little bit out of sorts. As the Manticore now going to start getting targeted down. We do see a nice micro here from Eric with the Hippikon, but his Manticore isn't microed. He needs to attack some human units, and now he does manage to queue that one up. As the Centaur coming back in to take out the Chiroballister on the back here. 107 population, 115 population. Both players getting the heavy infantry irrigation coming through for Eric as well. As the hero hero Arcus getting some good damage done over here as well, but it does look like Eric has managed to hold for the time being. A couple more Centaur getting taken down. And here's the thing, if Eric can get back up some more units, he still has that underworld. And Eric's game plan in this game has been, if he can get a hoplite, an army of hoplites onto a town center, he wants to do it. So if the army is out of position at any point when Eric is at full population, he can hit an underworld. So one way that he could continue this game plan, and I think it's a great idea, is he can start thinking about getting himself, I mean, he can use the Centaur to do it, or he can just get himself a Pegasus out, and he can continue this kind of underworld idea. And we do see the Hippikon coming in, checking out this gold mine. As the citizen do come over here, these 3 Centaur will be able to clean up some citizens. They're trying to get that mana up as fast as they can, but he's going to at least lose 1, if not 2 here, as the unit's coming through for Tigerboss to deal with this. Tigerboss does do the underworld here, or the underworld is coming through now onto this gold mine. And in the 21st minute of this game, Tigerboss does tap out as he just could not find the value in his army. Eric played it too well here. Those hoplite raids were absolutely huge. So much so that you've got to be expecting something to change here in this matchup from the perspective of the Oranos player. What's different about Atlantean as to other vanilla civilizations? The big thing that's different is that Oranos doesn't need to put farms next to his town center. They do it, but they don't need to. You can have just as much value or security putting a farmer next to a tower or a house as you can putting the villager next to the town center. Instead, what you probably should be doing here as Oranos against Zeus to put a stop to this kind of hoplite raiding is temple, bam. Military academy, bam. Counter barracks, bam. Economic guild. And that puts enough of a stop to that hoplite pressure that you're going to be able to come back and defend it. We'll see if Tigerboss is going to be able to work that one out before the end of this series, or if Eric is going to continue to be getting away with these hoplite raids, which are doing so much damage to Tigerboss's chances of winning this series. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.